Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another morning musings. I am going live a little bit early today, guys. I got a lot of stuff I've got to get done today, so I got to get the live stream done early. So this is going to be a short one, but I did want to go live because one, we've got some announcements that I want to make, and also we're not going to be doing the live stream on Tuesday due to that being election day. So I guess I'll give it a few minutes. We don't have very many people in here because we are kind of early, but I'm glad for those of you who are in here. We got Twisted Garrett's Farms in the house, Tater Farms in the house, All Clean Exteriors is in the house, and Who's Your Quail is in the house. Appreciate you guys joining us this morning. I have had a very busy week over here. I've been working on a little ham radio project that I've been wanting to do for a while, and I finally got it to where I've got the equipment that I can use. What I'm doing is I'm setting up a 10-meter beacon, and today we're going to go up and put the antenna up. So that's kind of why I got to get out of here a little bit early. But basically what it is when my father passed away, his call sign transferred over to me, and I thought, it'd be kind of nice to keep that call sign active and on the air. So I decided to set up a 10-meter beacon, which is going to transmit that call sign continuously, 24/7, 365 days a year. So I thought that would be a great tribute to my old man. So let's see what else. We are going to be announcing the winner of the Coturnix Kids program today because we're not going to go live Tuesday. Normally I would announce it on Tuesday, but seeing as how Tuesday's election day, and I'm pretty sure most of you will be out there doing your duties for the country, I guess. But yeah, so I decided to go ahead and announce the Coturnix Kids program winner today. And we're also going to be doing giveaways today. We're going to be giving away a 30 count of Gopher Ridge quail hatching eggs. I believe that's a mixed variety. And then we're going to give away a $50 Hatching Time gift certificate. So for those of you who are in the house right now, if you guys are wanting to get hatching eggs, comment Gopher Ridge over in the chat room. If you could use a $50 Hatching Time gift certificate, comment Hatching Time, and I'll select from the people that have commented. Let's see. I think it's close enough to 9 o'clock. We'll go ahead and get started. So first off, our winner for the Coturnix Kids program. My mind's somewhere else, guys. You have to forgive me. I got so much on my mind right now. But the winner is Hazel Rosemary. She writes, "Hi, I'm Hazel Rosemary. I'm 6. My mom got quail and I love them. I want my own pet quail too. To earn them, I basically help clean up after my silly little brother Briar. He's messy and chases the chickens instead of helping, usually. I help mom feed the chickens and quail, and it's my job every night to crawl into the coop to get the little eggs. The coop requires crawling in as temporary while we make repairs to the real enclosure." Now, she did have more of a write-up, but she also posted a video with it that was so cute that I wanted to go ahead and include that video in today's announcement. So let's go ahead and pull that up.
Getting the eggs, the quail eggs come in here.
All right.
I'm going in and then there's a
Oh.
quail egg. There's 2 quail eggs.
There's 2 in there.
And it looks like there's another one laying.
Yeah, when do they usually lay?
They usually lay when we are not around. They usually lay it near night.
They do. All right, let's get out so we don't scare them too much.
Ow.
Watch your head. Do you like helping with the quail?
Yes. That's what a quail egg looks like. They're kind of dirty and muddy because they sometimes poop on them.
Yeah. They're very pretty.
All right, that's it.
I love that at the end. Okay, that's it. So Hazel, congratulations on winning this month's Coturnix Kids project. Thank you very much for your write-up, and I love the video. So thank your mom for taking that video, and it's good to see that you're helping out with the quail. You are going to be getting some prizes here in the mail very soon. Let me see if I can find that file. We have prizes coming from, these are our new sponsors, guys, by the way. As of November 1st, we enlisted more new sponsors. Some of the old ones not retired, but expired from last year. So for the 2025 season, Wholesome Harvest is going to be supplying feed. So you're going to get a bag of feed from them. Southern Biophiliac Urban Farm is supplying hatching eggs, as is Big Spring Quail. Bryant's Roost stuck on for another year, and she is going to be supplying an incubator for the kids. Pips and Chicks and Champions Blend both stepped up. They are going to be doing the $25 gift certificate. Often they're going to switch off one month and then the next one the next month. And then Hatching Time, as always, is hanging out for another year, and they're going to be supplying the 2-unit cage. So Hazel, keep an eye on your mail. The stuff should be coming sometime this week, or at least shipped out sometime this week. So again, congratulations, Hazel, and thanks again for putting your entry into the Coturnix Kids program. Okay, I think that's about it as far as. Oh, wait a minute. For those of you who weren't here last week, Tuesday, Chris Carnes from Slightly Redneck came on the show. It was really great seeing Chris again. It was nice talking with him. He had a lot of great questions come in. So if you guys missed that, check it out. It's on the channel. It was from last week, Tuesday, on the live stream. And yeah, Chris did a wonderful job, and I appreciate him coming on here. All right, let me jump over into the chat room and see who is in the house. Twisted Garrett's Farm says, good morning, everyone. Tater Farm's in the house, says, good, gorgeous morning from Central Georgia. Yeah, it is. It's beautiful out today. It is a nice day. Let's see. All Clean Exteriors LLC says, good morning from West Michigan. Glad you could join us. Who's Your Quail's in the house? Says, help from Indiana. Maybe that's supposed to be hello from Indiana. Andy Rabbit's in the house. Says, good morning. Glad you could join us, Andy. Leah B says, good morning. Glad you could join us, Leah. Tater Farm says, great morning. I've got lots to do too. Great to see y'all. Yeah, I normally Sundays is my quiet day. You know, I just kind of hang out and just, you know, either work out in the shop or, you know, work on projects I want to do. But like I say, today I've got a lot to do. I got to get the radio set. I got the radio running last night. I programmed the beacon and tested it overnight, make sure everything was running fine. And so today I've got to move it from out there in the shop into here to the computer room, and then go out and get an antenna set up and get it tuned up and ready to go. So, and then some website work's got to be taken care of for that. Deanna says, good morning from chilly New York. Glad you could join us, Deanna. Blazing Gale says, good morning, folks. Good morning. Randall's in the house. Says, good morning, Terry. Listening while getting ready for church. Well, I'm glad you could join us, Randall. Gina says, first time seeing the intro for Morning Musings. Love it. Yeah, that is actually, I wasn't thinking. That's actually the intro for the Tuesday Coturnix Corner Lives. But I need to make one for the Morning Musings, something a little bit shorter, because that was like 2 minutes. That's basically just a countdown to give people time to get in before we actually start the live stream. Yeah, I guess it didn't hurt. Kurt's in the house, says, good morning. Glad you could join us. And Rabbit says, yes, hopefully we can save the country. Yeah, guys, get out there and vote. I'm not going to make this a political morning, but we're hurting, guys. We need some help. Okay, I got a bunch of people commenting, hatching time, Gopher Ridge. So we'll come back up to that for to select our giveaway winners. Tater Farm says, what a great legacy your dad left you, Terry. So glad you're keeping his call sign going. Yeah, me too. I mean, I've been licensed since I was 11 years old. My dad taught me Morse code back then. You had to know Morse code to be able to get your license back in those days. And I stuck with it probably for the first few years. And then, being a teenager growing up, you kind of lose interest in that and find girls more appealing, I guess. And so, yeah, but, as years went on, I decided to get back into it. And my old call sign was KC4TM, which was a vanity call. And then when my dad passed away, I thought, you know what, I'm going to get my dad's call and I'm going to keep it going, because he was very active on the bands all the time. So, yeah, I want to keep it going, pay tribute to him. Okay, we got a whole bunch of people saying congratulations to Hazel. Andy Rabbit says, congratulations, Hazel. Hope you enjoy your new Quail. Tater Farm says, congratulations, Hazel Rosemary. Beautiful name, too. Absolutely. I have a daughter named Rosemary. Tony says, my second attempt at hatching eggs, first incubation went way bad. Yeah, that happens, Tony. I mean, sometimes, things just aren't right, and it's really hard to call on some of those. Was it an issue with shipping? Was it an issue with fertility? Was it an issue with incubation? It's really hard to tell, especially if you're new. What I normally do, if I have a poor hatch, if it's on my eggs and I get a poor hatch, first thing I do is open up all the eggs just to see if there was any development, because that'll tell me whether or not it was a fertility issue or if they were, partially developed and just quit. That happens too. You get quitters, that come halfway through and then decide they want to quit. But yeah, don't get discouraged by it. Just, set another batch of eggs and, hope for better luck next time. Okay, let's see. Randall says, congratulations, Hazel. Have fun. Tater says, oh my goodness, she's awesome. That was too cute. I mean, I thought the same thing. Blaze Neal says the same thing. That's too cute. The video was great. I mean, I wish, some of the other entries would enter videos, because it's great to be able to show them, doing whatever they're doing, whether it's, working on a project, helping the neighbors or whatever, working with the quail. People love to see that kind of stuff. So. Tony says, I'm doing a dry hatch on 6 eggs this time too. See what happens. Yeah, keep an eye on your humidity. As long as it doesn't drop below 35% in the first 14 days of a dry hatch, you'll be fine. But definitely on day 14 or 15, bump it up. Try to get it up to around 60, 65%. My dog doesn't know if she wants in my lap or not. All right. Let's see. Tater Farm said, woohoo, great new sponsor. So grateful they're supporting your efforts, Sherry. Yeah, it was funny. I posted over on the Facebook group page that our existing sponsors were coming up for renewal or just dropping out altogether. And I was looking for new sponsors, and the response was unbelievable. A lot of people jumped in to help. So I didn't select all of them to be sponsors, because we only need so many. But yeah, it's good to see that they're willing to help out this program. Let's see what happened here. Andy Rabbit says, awesome. Thank you to the sponsors. Absolutely. Anna Bishop's in the house says, good morning. Angela says, Mississippi says hello. How did you get up there? Tater Farm says, I'll watch back Chris's stream. Love his content. Yeah, Chris is always a good guest to have on because he's kind of laid back. I guess it's because his live streams aren't really any topic related live streams. They get in there and they talk and have a good time. And Chris has always been, really engaging every time he comes on the show. So Don Skins in the house is good morning from South Mississippi. Good morning, Don. Glad you could join us. Daniel Dunton's in the house is good morning, everyone. Daniel. Mike says good morning. Glad you could join us. Bob Cole's in the house. Good morning. Morning, Bob. Glad you could join us. Kaniko. I hope I said that right. Hello, watching from Belgium. It's 3 p.m. there. Cool. Thanks for joining us today. I love it when we get viewers from overseas. Dragon Girl's in the house says good morning. Homestead Matters says happy Sunday from Eugene, Oregon. Hope everyone's having a lovely day so far. As do I. Dave B's in the house says good morning, everyone. Tater Farm says learned something new this week. I knew that hens cut back on laying with shorter days, but didn't know that roos don't crow as much during the down season. Yes, that is a fact. So yes, you did learn something new. Although some of mine you wouldn't know it. Some of these younger ones that are just growing out, they don't care what time of year it is. They just want to crow. Okay, talking to Bob. Let's see. Bob says, question, when you add light, is it better to add in the AM or PM or give natural sunrise or sunset, or does it really matter? I've done both. I've actually done, lights on in the morning and then it goes off during the day and then comes on again in the evening. I've had it start at like 5 o'clock in the morning and nothing in the evening. I guess it really depends on your daylight hours and when you want to have them come on. I have, to be honest, haven't noticed a difference as far as, keeping them productive, keeping them laying. Like this time of year, it seems like it's dark later. So I like to turn the lights on about 5 o'clock in the morning, and then they'll go off at daylight and then come on again about, 5:30, 6 o'clock and stay on till like 8 o'clock at night. But pretty much just work it out to where you've got 14 to 16 hours of daylight, regardless of when the lights come on. Let's see. Ellen says, love your show. Listen to it at work. First time I've heard it live. Cool. Glad you could join us, Ellen. Tony says, my last question, do roos still breed the hens during the winter hours? I have lights on for egg production. I do keep my birds outside as well. Yes, the roosters will breed year round as long as they have that daylight cycle of 14 to 16 hours. So yeah, you can definitely produce fertile eggs during the winter months or shorter daylight hours. Let's see. Andy Rabbit talking to Tater Farm. When you add light to start crowing like it's the first time. Yep. Hoosier Quail said, I've had some roos never crow. Yeah, I've noticed that too. It's some of the more subservient males, the ones that are a little bit lower on the totem pole. It seems like the ones that are the bosses of the group, they want to crow all the time. But yeah, I've had some that didn't crow very much. Rebel says, someone needs to write lyrics for a Quail song. Then you could add the music and sing it for us on the guitar. Would make a great giveaway contest. I wish the guitar has been sitting there for probably a good year. I've got another one in the closet, my acoustic. I haven't been able to play much. I got arthritis really bad in my wrist, and I can play for like 10 minutes and then my wrist just locks up on me and I can't do anything. So yeah, I'm probably going to end up getting rid of them just because I hate to see them just, sit, not do anything, collecting dust. But I wish I knew a cure for arthritis. I mean, it's funny. It seems like the more I work my wrist, like if I'm out working, I don't notice it and I don't pay any attention to it. But when I pick up the guitar, I guess just bending my wrist around for the, to hit notes and play chords. And then strumming too. That strumming action, it just tears me up for some reason. Mike says, what type of light do you use for laying? The ones I have are daylight hour or daylight Kelvin bulbs. I think they're like 5600 Kelvin. And they're LED type bulb, very low heat. And they've always worked well for me. I've tried different types of bulbs. I've tried, like your soft white, regular incandescent bulbs. My regular shop lights, they're a fluorescent tube light. And all of them seem to work. I didn't really notice any difference as far as productivity or the hens laying or fertility. So I think as long as they have that light, it's going to trigger them to lay and to breed. Curtis says, how long do the hens stay fertile after a rooster has been removed? Katie Agali did basically a test on that, and it turns out 30 days. So if you're trying to clean up some hens so you can breed them with a different rooster, you want to wait 30 days before breeding with that new rooster. My sister, she knows I go live on Sunday. I don't want you to bother me here. But anyhow, not bothering me, calling me. I shouldn't say bothering me. What was I saying? Oh, about the being fertile. Yeah. She said to be absolutely sure that all the sperm from the previous male is gone, you need to wait 30 days before introducing a new rooster. What I was doing for a while back when I had the quail in the house, to keep my hens from getting beat up really bad, I would put the rooster in the pen. I actually rotated roosters around, and I would put the rooster in the cage setup and let him breed with all the hens for a day, and then I would pull him out, and he would be out for a week, sometimes two, and then I would put him back in. That way I could use that one rooster. He could breed multiple pens of hens, and that worked out really good. As long as you stay up on the dates that you put the rooster in. I didn't like going more than 2 weeks because it seemed to me at the 2 week point, some of my fertility seemed to drop off a little bit, which is why I did it, weekly. The hens didn't beat him up. Could be. I have noticed that when rotating roosters, that every once in a while I'll get a cage that there's a dominant hen in there, and you go to put the rooster in, and she decides she doesn't want him in there, so she gets grumpy. All right, that brings us down to the bottom of the list, and I hate to do this to you guys, but oh, that's interesting. Don says, Terry, look into the niacinamide. Take it for arthritis in my hands, relieves the pain. Huh. Yeah, I'll have to do that. I've been taking, and not really that much, but turmeric. I heard if you take turmeric supplements, it kind of relieves the inflammation. It didn't really do a whole lot. But it's funny. I'm in a few different guitar groups, and I comment in there every once in a while. I can't play because of the arthritis, and everybody in there says, I guess everybody older says, we can't either. We're fighting arthritis all the time, and they're doing half-hour, hour-long sets, even with their arthritis. So it's probably just me being a big sissy and a crybaby, and don't want to feel the pain of playing. But it does get sore after a while, and I notice I make a lot more mistakes once my hands get sore. So, but yeah, I'll look into that, Don. Appreciate it. Randall says, did you move the rooster around or the hens? The rooster. The hens always stayed in their pens, and the rooster, some of my roosters were down in the very bottom pen, so the hens couldn't see him, or he couldn't see the hens. Some were on the opposite end of the room. But no, what I would do is I would pull a rooster out of his pen, take him over, let him breed one day with all the hens in a cage. And that was usually like maybe 5 hens. And then I would take him out, put him back in his pen for 24 hours before taking him to a different a different cage of hens. And it worked out good for me. The nice thing was I could use the same rooster for multiple groups of hens instead of feeding, if I had, say, 10 cages of hens, I had one rooster that could breed all them hens. I didn't have to have 10 different roosters. Yeah, it worked out. The only thing is you got to make sure that you have backup roosters in case something happens. 24 hours, Andy. It was one day. Bob says turmeric. Yep. Tried it. Like I say, I didn't really notice much of a difference, but it's probably because I didn't take it consistent and for a very long time. Daniel says, I'm going to have to lock up and seal my coop like Fort Knox come spring. Probably a predator issue or something. Yeah. My birds are all outside in the aviary right now. And I did have a problem with a couple local feral cats, but I set a live trap and I caught the cats and took them down the road a ways. So hopefully they won't come back. But I don't really have any problems with like raccoons or possums or any of that. We did have a rat problem at one time. I guess that's why there's so many feral cats around here, because it seemed like there was an awful lot of rats in the neighborhood for some reason, but I haven't seen any rats for quite a while now. So, let's see. Rebel says, love my tens unit when Arthur comes to visit. Yeah, I've got one of those. As a matter of fact, I haven't used it on my wrist, but I have used it on my lower back. And that thing really helps. I remember the first time I put it on, oh my God, it scared me to death because the knob was turned all the way up. And I'm like, I didn't realize that. And when it started going off, I'm like, I couldn't figure out which knob turned it down. It was unbelievable. But now I started on like medium, and then within a couple minutes, I'm up on high, and it feels really good. Bob says, got to take it consistently. Turmeric or curcumin. Yeah, I know. I'm just, same with my high blood pressure meds. Sometimes I forget about them too. Daniel says, we have weasels, rats, and fisher cats. Eee, that kind of stinks. Yeah, definitely increase the security. And he says, you have to move them down the road over 20 miles or they'll be back. I can actually move them down the road about 3 miles because I have a big river that runs in between. I take them across the river, the Caloosahatchee River, and let them go in Fort Myers. And unless they're smart enough to come back across the bridge, they're not coming back. At least, knock on wood, they don't come back. Tater Farm says, I had a snake in one of the trays early on, but no issues since then. That's cool. I had, back when we had rat issues around here, and I had one of my grow-out pens was outside. Rats were coming up from underneath it, and nibbling on their toes. So they had to put a false floor in it, and that worked really well. Just, piece of wire 6 inches down from the floor of the cage, and it seemed to do the trick. And he says, you're lucky there then. Yeah. Everybody told me the same thing. They said, take them far away or they're just going to come right back. I'm like, well, what about across the river? Unless they can swim, which I'm sure they can, but they don't. Daniel says, that's good to hear. I live in New York on the border of Massachusetts, so snakes aren't much of an issue here, although we do have timber rattler den on the property. Cool. Snakes never really bothered me. I mean, I was always into reptiles. I actually have a Florida venomous permit. I used to have a couple eastern diamondbacks, and yeah, back in my reptile days, that was enjoyable. Bob says, lost 2 hens this week, different hutches, no signs of injuries. Check. I mean, if you probably already got rid of them, but a lot of times you can skin them out and you can see like bruising, especially if they flush up into the top of the cage. You can see bruising around the neck area. If I can't figure out what killed a bird. That's usually first thing I'll look for, because I've lost, I won't say a lot of birds, but I've lost some birds due to, flushing and hitting the roof of the aviary. Let's see. Dave says, got anyone scheduled for Tuesday? Any plans to have Michael Rose on again? Yeah, as a matter of fact, I was talking to Michael, had been, I don't know, 4 to 6 months ago, right when he started moving from Arizona over to Texas. And he said he'll come up with a topic and let me know. But I haven't even bothered him since then, because, he's been so busy, with taking care of his quail. He sold off a lot. He had to sell off his property in Arizona and then move everything out to Texas. And he's in a rental place right now while he's waiting for his property in Arizona to sell. And then they're buying a place in Texas. But once he gets settled in, yes, I definitely will have him on. Nobody is scheduled for this Tuesday because we're not going live. It's election day, and I figured there probably wasn't going to be a whole lot of people around anyhow if they were out doing their duty, their civic duties. Homestead Matter says, we had a young Cooper's hawk in our quail tent. Luckily, I happened in just after him, and we only had one injury. Wow. That's one thing we do have a lot of around here. We had those red shoulder hawks. I've got a tarp over my aviary, so that I don't know how well they can see them. I'm sure they know they're there, but they've never come down and like landed on the aviary or anything like that. So we got a lot of wild doves around here, the ringneck doves, and those hawks feed on them doves like you wouldn't believe. All right, let's see, Blaze Gale. If you're dealing with a heavy predator load, I always recommend looking into livestock guardian dogs if your place can handle them. Ours are both great with all our livestock, including the birds. Yeah, that's an idea. I got a dog and I got a whole bunch of poodles, but they're not outside with the quail. So luckily, knock on wood, I don't have a big predator issue. But for everybody else, there's an idea. Let's see. Don says, right now we're having a problem with possums in our barns. In the last 10 days, I've sent 6 possums to heaven. I've never had an issue with possums. Not as far as my quail are concerned. Rebel Boxer says, y'all don't forget to hit that like button. Yeah, hit the like button, guys. I'm going to hit it right now. Oh, I already hit it. Anyhow, yeah, go ahead and hit the like button, guys. It tells YouTube that you guys are enjoying what you're watching, and they'll play it a little bit more, or they'll post it, a little bit more. All right, guys, that brings us down to the bottom of the list. I'm going to go ahead and select a couple winners for the giveaway. Tony Nav, you are going to get the $50 Hatching Time gift certificate. And whoever I call you guys, I need you to send me your shipping information, good address, good email, good phone number, so I can forward it on to the sponsors. But send it to Terry at Coturnix corner.com, which I am posting right now in the chat room. Let's see, is it there? Yeah, it's there. Gina says, thank you, sponsors. Thank you, Terry. Don't thank me. I didn't do anything. Yeah, we do appreciate the sponsors. HP has been amazing when it comes to sponsoring the channels. I mean, he's more than willing to give out hatching eggs anytime we need them. He said if I need them for the kids program, he's good for that. And I'm like, hey, HP, you're doing more than enough already. We don't need to stretch as thin. Leah B, you're going to get the hatching eggs. So again, email me your shipping information to Terry@CoturnixCorner.com, and I will get that forwarded out to the sponsors today if I get it. Tater Farm says, the wrong button, I think. Tater Farm says, another awesome show, Terry. I always learn so much. Thank you for all you do. Absolutely. I'm glad you're learning. I mean, Sundays is just supposed to be kind of like a bull session, but you're learning, good. I learn something new every day. We got a whole bunch of congratulations to the winners. Absolutely. Daniel says, I just took over a bunch of chickens I had helped buy a year or so ago. So I now have 30 of them. Wow. I got rid of my chickens. Not because they weren't doing their job or anything, but I had to go to Michigan for a couple of weeks. And my wife was afraid of the rooster and said she wasn't feeding them. So I gave them to a friend of mine. All right, guys, that brings us to the bottom list. I'm sorry to cut this one short, but I do have to get to work on setting up that beacon. So, and go up on my roof and put up an antenna. So, guys, I want to thank you for joining me today. Again, we will not be going live Tuesday due to the election, but come back next week, Sunday, and then I'll see if I can't find a guest for next week, Tuesday. So, guys, have a great rest of your weekend. And don't forget to vote, guys. Very important. We need it this time. So, we'll see you guys. Have a great weekend.